Love it. Have well, Brian. If you like making love it. Awesome. Incredible. I love the voice there.
Genuine. I took lessons one time. One time I sang a song for that one band.
Of great Perry County fame.
Yeah, I almost was famous.
Almost as famous as this podcast.
Close.
I got a little story about that to open up with too afterwards. But welcome to the 12th episode now of the Stump The Schwammy podcast. We're here with host Malin and the Schwammy, and we have a special guest today. Adam, my brother, will be joining us.
Hello.
He's going to help us with a segment later on. If you heard the song and you see the picture on screen now, you'll kind of get an idea of what we're going for. Or at least you might be kind of guessing to yourself, what are we talking about? And he'll kind of help us out there.
He's a aka expert in the realm.
A beverage connoisseur, you could say. What I was going to say, though, is I was trying to spread the word of the podcast to some kids the other day, and they were genuinely interested.
Some kids?
Oh, like 15-year-olds.
Oh.
Yeah, and they were genuinely interested, so if our numbers spike up, you can thank me.
So, the Buckeye, or unnamed high school.
Actually, no, it was some of Kelly's family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was really trying to promote, but we'll see, I guess. They were interested, I don't know.
We got like a limited range of people who enjoy such things, and to find our audience is a difficult task.
Yeah. So based on what we're doing today, maybe we'll gain some people. Maybe we'll branch out a little bit.
Just reiterates the fact that if you are one of the two people who listen to this, you should probably try to sort of promote us. Like we've said before, literally all you got to do is like one tweet every now and then or something.
Too aggressive, I think. So the main thing that we're doing today, so a little while back, the NFL Network released their top 100 players of 2018. We're going to talk about the top couple, about 15, 16 or so. Talk about who they are as a player, and then that'll lead us into what Adam's doing for us. Any news or updates, anything I missed, Schwammy, before we really get into that? I assume it'll take a little while.
Pretty typical off-season week in the past week. Not much happening.
Nothing really going on, really.
They did announce, I think this was since last week, they did announce that teams can wear 3 alternate uniforms throughout the year.
That's pretty cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Again, there's the stupid rules with can't change your helmet and stuff, so it's kind of
that makes it a little bit more boring than it needs to be.
The Doug Peterson and Sean Payton had some bet over a golf game last week, and because Peterson won, he gets to wear his home jerseys at New Orleans this year when they play. I thought that was pretty funny.
I like that.
There should be more things of that nature.
Yeah, I like that. Make the NFL a little bit more fun.
And Jay Cutler said he thinks he's retiring.
Maybe.
I bet he's back. Oh, little deep. This is deep NFL news. Okay, so the Alliance of Football, the new football league that probably won't work, but it's happening.
Never heard of it.
It's the one where Mike Vick's a coach, and then Steve Spurrier is coaching some team or something.
But not the flag league.
No, the actual football league. Anyways, Steve Spurrier was trying to get Connor Shaw, his former quarterback at South Carolina, to be his quarterback, who I think isn't on a team right now. If he is, he's like the Bears' third stringer or something.
I don't think he is.
But he said no. So that tells you where either Connor Shaw is or the Alliance of Football. It's not in great standing.
Google says he's on the Bears still. So, I mean...
He was last year. I just don't know if he's still there or not.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Adam, are you excited to be on here? You got anything just to say in general? Or?
I don't know anything about none football. So.
Them footballs.
Yeah, so we'll be helping us with the other side of things, I think, here. Should we get into it?
Heck yeah.
All right, so what we're doing, we're going to actually go with 16 players, basically because I want to talk about Khalil Mack a little bit. We're going to go through him and the other 15. I'm going to describe the player. Jerry's going to take a guess at who the player is for at least a couple of them. And then, Adam, do you want to say what you're doing?
I will be comparing them to different beverages.
Obviously. So,
What else would you do?
yeah, typical off season.
We're all thirsty. It's the middle of July.
Yeah,
so.
it's hot out. We need to get you guys thirsty. a
Probably
little
missing
bit.
your favorite players. You know, maybe it's like your favorite drink.
Thirsty for that NFL.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, I'll be talking about Khalil Mack, for example, because he's the one you already know, his play style a little bit, and then Adam's gonna somehow compare that to a drink of some sort, and it's gonna be very fluid. Get it?
He went there.
Yeah, I need the rim shot drop there. Okay, you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So Khalil Mack. Well, this is going to be just like a practice one, I guess, because you already know who it is and stuff. But for Adam, and you can help me describe him then if you want. But basically, so he's a defensive end. He's a defensive lineman kind of. Kind of shorter than what you would expect for a lineman, and he's kind of smaller, but he's like way stronger than a lot of players, and he gets a good push. He's the only player to ever be All-Pro at 2 different positions, so he's versatile.
Those versatile drinks.
So he's versatile, a little bit less than what you would expect, really powerful.
Really, really underrated at one point. Kind
Yeah.
of like some other drinks. Versatile and underrated.
He's a Raiders. He's my favorite player. Do you need more info, or
He doesn't
I
get paid
think
enough
I got
either.
it.
That's another
You
thing.
yeah, he does. He wants a new contract right now.
So right now he's
a little
kind of
underpaid.
cheap.
Yeah.
But he might be needing some more money soon.
Let's hear it.
I'm thinking of Yoo-hoo.
A Yoo-hoo?
Yeah.
Why Yoo-hoo?
Because it's a little bit like off of just regular chocolate milk, but it's like still pretty good, and it's got like all the stuff.
All right, I think that's
That's
you want to
fair.
go any more into it, or
Thinking of defensive drinks.
defensive drink? Is that like when you drink like cough syrup or something? You're fighting off.
You're
Yeah.
saving the day.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. So now you're seeing where we're going with
Yeah,
this.
we're fine.
All right, we ready to get into the unknown ones?
Let's go.
Okay. The next one, super physically overbearing, known for his party mentality. He wins, but he's hurt a lot. He's really, with the party thing, he's kind of just like the dumb jock kind of like mentality, even for the NFL. Probably, to me, the best at his position all time. I think I've probably said enough that you might know who it is. Do you
Yeah.
want to take a guess at
It's
it?
Gronk.
Yeah, it's definitely Gronk. So he's number 15. Do you want to add anything I might have missed?
No, I think you gave some good descriptive details of him as a person.
Okay. The next one's going to be hard.
He wears a big brace on time.
Yeah.
Don't know if that gives you anything. Something that might need like a cup holder. I don't know.
Alright. The drink I'm going with is Venom Energy Drink.
That's really good, actually. Okay. Any more about it?
I don't know. You said he was like a jock person, so I was going more towards like energy drink.
Okay.
But you said he partied a lot, so I didn't want to go with like any of the actually like good ones.
Okay.
Like not the common ones.
That's
Can I
fair.
have
He's a little
one
bit
that-
different.
Can I have one that I think would have fit it?
Yeah, because I have one too, I think.
Okay. So you know, like I didn't do this, but I know other people that did it. On Fridays, you had class in college. You don't really want to go. Some people bring some Gatorade to class. It's not really Gatorade. It's like spiked Gatorade. I feel like that's what Gronk does.
I was going to say maybe like the new Gold 4 Loco or something. Yeah, just really trashy like party drink.
Some
I like
Blue.
Venom. So.
That
He's
was good.
Paps might fit someone else later. I don't know. We'll see.
Someone more gritty.
Yeah. Someone more hardworking. Yeah. All right, let's get into the next one. It's going to be a challenging one. He, in the last couple years, signed a big contract. He's another defensive lineman on a really stacked defense that led their team this past year. Unlike Khalil Mack, he's very physically overbearing. I think he's like 6'7", like 320 pounds or something like that. Pretty versatile. He's a little older now, though. I think he's probably, in his 30s now. He, like I said, recently switched teams. I'll give the team he was on before. So he played out in Arizona before, and then he kind of swooped in, tried to get that money at the end of his career. Any idea?
Defensive lineman.
Defensive lineman. He's probably, I think he's like 6'6", 6'7", 320.
Arizona.
He left Arizona. He's really physically overbearing. Still pretty athletic, but he's definitely more of the stereotypical defensive 3-4 defensive end, maybe an up tackle in a 4-3.
That's hard.
You want me to tell you where he went?
Yeah.
He went to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
So he went from Arizona to Jacksonville. So he keeps it warm.
It's not Ngakwe.
Nah, much more. Ngakwe is kind of the pass rusher.
Yeah.
He's much more of like the stout defensive lineman.
Jaguars defensive lineman is really good. Oh, I know who. I don't know his name. I like know who it is too, and I don't.
His initials are CC. So he got
Clay Campbell.
Yeah, Class Campbell. So do you have anything to add on to that would have made it easier to describe him? He's probably the hardest one I got looking at this.
No.
It's hard to describe linemen.
Fits his role, does what he's supposed to.
Yeah.
He's really good at it.
He's not going to go over the top, but he's never going to lose you the game, really.
He's starting to be a vet in the game, kind of.
This was probably the most challenging one, Adam. You got anything?
It's very vague.
Yeah.
I'm going with some nice cranberry juice.
Cranberry juice?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
It's like older and stuff, but like it's still a pretty good option. It's never like
It's got
bad.
Like sweetness underlying to it.
Yeah.
I guess more like older people drink cranberry juice. That's
Yeah.
kind of what you think of then.
At least he's not prune juice.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. That's probably the one I'm going to have the hardest time describing. Once they get into the even better players, you kind of...
It's hard when you don't know like their personality compared to it as well.
Right. Because like Gronk we know, but...
And Khalil's like kind of reserved.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one plays a more diva position at wide receiver. He's been pretty dominant since he's came into the league. He's still fairly young. No matter what quarterback you give him, he's putting up huge numbers, barring one really stinky quarterback. He, for his first year or so, was the wide receiver 2 on his team, opposite of a now retired receiver. But
He likes to beat people up, I think.
the other wide receiver, yes, so I think you know who I'm talking about. So his wide receiver he played with got into some fights. He's not really done that so far.
No, he's pretty reserved.
Yeah, kind of an athletic freak though. Just overwhelmingly like dominant for his team. On a pretty kind of a team with a low fan base though, I think, considering they're the newest team.
Well, what they go through every year with having to play 3 really bad quarterbacks,
Yeah.
and he is the only like.
So
bright
he doesn't
spot.
get a lot of help.
Yeah,
but,
and then all their defensive player gets hurt.
Yeah.
Defensive players get hurt. Excuse me.
so who is it? Jake?
Old D-Hop.
Yep, DeAndre Hopkins. So he's a
Nuck or whatever.
pretty athletic wide receiver. Yeah, his nickname is what? Nuke the
Nuke
Bomb,
or
or
Nuke.
what? That's his like Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Nuke the Bomb. So again, someone that's dominant but doesn't get a lot of help. Athletic, kind of always overperforming, but it kind of falls short because he doesn't have anyone around him.
I have to go with just tap water.
Oh,
I was thinking in my head, this is a good spot for water.
yeah.
Honestly.
All right, hit me. I'm a little confused. You guys seem to be onto it.
Well, he said he's like athletic, and he seems like everyone you want and like an athlete, but he's held down by a couple other things, which makes it just the lesser kind of water.
Okay, so
But he's very necessary. Just
Yeah.
people underwhelm him.
he's
The more of them, the better. Like, the
Yeah.
more water you got, the better.
I'm into that. Okay.
Got It's not quite filtered water.
Yeah. No. You need the little whale filter thing on that, like, shoots it out. Then he's like...
That's highly specific.
Then he's like Randy Moss or something, going up top.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. The next one, we're going back to the defensive side of the ball. So he's basically the unquestioned, like, quarterback of his defense. He makes all the decisions. Crazy athletic still, and you wouldn't really think it. Really smart linebacker, I'll give you that. He's calling all the shots. something that's always stuck out to me for this player. He makes kind of a weird amount of interceptions for being a linebacker. Overall, he's definitely in that 99 club on Madden. You're getting into the good players right
Does he get
here.
his brain smashed in a lot?
Does he get his brain smashed in a lot? He's been hurt a couple times.
Is it Kuechly?
It's Kuechly. So Luke Kuechly. Anything I missed there? I feel like I didn't give a lot for that one.
Hard nosed. He's one of those gritty players.
He's definitely tougher and kind of the working hard kind of player.
Doesn't seem to say a lot of negative things.
He's pretty quiet and he's kind of coached up to just speak positively about his team. I think
He's
he doesn't
pretty
really
fast for like a linebacker too.
Yeah.
He's a quick guy. Quick guy for what he does. What you got?
Boy,
What's
this is
cooking
probably
over
different. Is this harder than the last couple?
Yeah, but I think I got a good one.
Okay.
Fruit punch Gatorade.
Oh, that's my least favorite. Okay.
It's the most gritty of the Gatorades, but it's still like pretty like athletic.
Okay. So the last one we had tap water, and then we're getting into the real athletes now. I think.
Yeah.
Fruit punch Gatorade.
That's
Why?
the Gatorade like you get at sporting events that they like give you.
Yeah,
like
you're not gonna go buy a fruit punch going. You're
like,
probably
you're not
gonna
treating yourself. They're giving it to you.
You're probably gonna buy like Cool Blue or whatever,
definitely.
or like lemon lime maybe, or
Maybe
something.
Might not
Feel
taste the
bad.
best, but it
Again,
gets the job
that's what
done.
they give you. Yeah. All right. So speaking of defensive QBs, we have an actual QB now, and he's
I like the term defensive QBs.
well, he's the play caller. He calls all the shots. You know what
I
I
know.
mean?
I just think it should be used more. It's funny.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
So actual quarterback now. He is not the stereotypical quarterback though. He's much shorter than what you would expect. He was drafted a lot later than a lot of the starting quarterbacks and kind of pushed into the starting lineup and kind of overperformed. Really fast for a quarterback. I believe he also did some baseball back in the day too. You'll have to correct me on this one. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's super like politically correct too, if you think about it.
Yeah.
He's always saying the right thing, and he's never going to hurt anyone's feelings, anything like that. So, do you know who I'm talking
He's a
about?
player of the people.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's the love muscle.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
All right. So, Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. Short, conserved, athletic quarterback. So, usually when you think quarterback, it's a real tall guy who's throwing the ball a lot. He's short and runs around a lot.
Doesn't get a lot of help from his linemen. Doesn't get a lot of help.
He's scrambling
from
for his
running
life
backs.
on like every play.
But he does everything he can.
Yeah.
Need any more
This one
detail?
was actually kind of hard.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Welch's grape juice.
Okay, so why Welch's grape juice?
I don't know.
Boy.
It's
Don't know.
like
It makes sense.
it does make sense, but it's like one of those that like you're not gonna like. Man, I'm thirsty. What am I gonna drink? Some Welch's grape juice? That's not gonna happen.
It's not the typical thing.
No, but it's like still good. Like
Yeah.
having it is just nice sometimes. But
I don't know. Do you have
it's a
anything,
lesser.
Schwam? Do you have anything that you would have thought of for Wilson instead? Because I'm obviously that was kind of a hard one. I don't know.
Maybe like
It doesn't get a lot of help part is what I'm trying to think about.
maybe like the G2, but like the white cherry, because like the white cherry is super good, but
Yeah.
the G2 waters it down.
Yeah.
So like he
You're
doesn't
taking
get
away.
all the help. He doesn't get all the flavor he
Yeah.
needs, but like he's there, and he's like kind of healthy for you, and you know because with his positive words and stuff, like
Yeah.
it's not too much sugar, you know, a little love, keeps you going.
I'm trying to think just like
I'm more like I instantly go to like an alcoholic drink. It's
yeah.
terrible.
I mean,
'Cause
maybe
you
we'll
think,
do a
like-
separate one for that.
Like for this one, like I don't know. I don't know this one specifically.
I'm thinking like Minute Maid lemonade
Minute Maid.
because like
I actually did think Minute Maid.
It's overpowering.
Because like it's good, but like you could get so much better versions of lemonade if you added like more things to it. If that make like more sugar, you get.
Have you had a Minute Maid lemonade?
Maybe
There's,
I'm thinking like
1 pound
country
of
time
sugar.
or something.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. But you can make like lemon shake-ups and stuff, and it just
Well,
gets
yeah,
way
but
better.
Lemon shake-ups are like the Joe Montana.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Russell Wilson's really good, but he could be a lot better.
Okay, I mean, I'll take it. He is. We are in the top 10 now. He's
Yeah.
pretty valuable guys up
He was
there.
11, so the next one.
Oh, okay.
Next one's 10.
That 16 threw me off.
Yeah. Another quarterback, a little bit closer to the stereotypical quarterback. What you think? He's taller. He can throw it a mile. He makes a lot of like miraculous plays to save the game at the end. He's famous for his Hail Marys, which doesn't seem like something that you could be good at, but he's just always throwing a game-winning Hail Mary. He's like sneaky athletic. You're not personally a big fan of him.
Nope.
Gets on TV a lot too, which is kind of weird.
Because he's a douchebag.
So who is it?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers quarterback. What else do you have to add? Because I know you have a differing opinion than like a lot of people because you don't like him.
Well, first of all, I was a big fan of him in college, and as soon as he started playing over Brett Favre, no longer a fan.
He
Anyways,
replaced a legend.
Yeah, and he doesn't speak real well to the media. He's like the opposite of Russell Wilson.
Doesn't get along with his family.
No, he's mean to everybody, doesn't hang out with his family, just got dumped by his girlfriend, I think, recently.
But just is overwhelmingly like really good still.
He is very good. He's fast. He does the discount double check, if you remember that.
Yeah. If you remember that commercial at all, I don't
I
know.
miss BJ Raji.
So. Show me what you got. What you got, Raj.
See, he was fun.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back.
So he's just kind of like the kind of a bummer to be around. I feel like, but good.
He's good. He
Yeah.
did. I don't know. He's a good leader. He's just
Yeah.
annoying to me, personally.
Okay. I have to go with the purple Gatorade.
The purple Gatorade. Okay.
Yes.
So why that one compared to like the fruit punch one from earlier?
Okay, so like no one really likes the purple one. Like,
It's alright.
like it's decent, but like out of all your options, you're not gonna go with the purple one.
It's not cool blue. I understand.
Funny thing, I heard the purple one's the best for hangovers. But go ahead.
Aaron, I mean, come on.
Just like I don't know, like I feel like the purple one like it tastes like decent and it's Gatorade, so it does what it sets out to do.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it doesn't seem like the other Gatorades.
The hangover thing is maybe like a play to the like Hail Marys at
I was
the
gonna
end.
say maybe it's like the Hail Mary. You're like, man, none of these sound good, but I'm hungover.
I'm gonna
Shit.
puke.
I'm gonna
Like-
need this burp daddy. It's
Yep.
going down
Let's-
strong.
Let's chug it real quick. It's one of those that you can't always stomach too, because especially it's more syrupy. I feel like.
You definitely. That's not one that you can drink while you're doing it.
Yeah, that's like an
You
afterwards.
can like maybe take a little sip. And that's about all you got.
Yeah, because if not, your throat's gonna be like sticky and
Yeah, it's
phlegmy
like-
and stuff.
Not one you can drink while you're running around.
No.
All right.
Sounds like Aaron Rodgers. You can drink them while I'm running around.
I would hope not. All right, going back to the defense, got another elite edge rusher, so he's getting after the quarterback, looking for sacks.
Exactly.
He's a defensive player that I think could do everything. He could play on the defensive line, and heck, if you wanted to, you could probably play him at safety. Yeah, he's really athletically gifted. He's the one that gives Khalil Mack a run for his money most of the time. Plays in the same division. I think you'll be able to add a lot more than I can, but do you know who it is?
Von Miller.
Yeah, it's Von Miller. So I think I'm missing a lot here.
Just like really fast off the snap, really quick to the quarterback.
Yeah, just like really gets going.
They tend to go away from him because he's so good. Like they don't want to run the ball towards him because he's pretty much going to get the tackle.
Yeah, like you go out of your way to avoid him because of how good he is, if that makes sense. So the offense doesn't want to touch him. He's that good.
He does the silly Old Spice commercials where he's like making a movie. And it's like him in a desert with like an electric storm going on or something stupid.
Yeah, I know what you're
Just
talking
to
about.
relate to pop culture. I
Yeah.
don't know, like-
Is he one too that's always wearing like the goofy outfits and like
he's
press
always
conference?
wearing a cowboy hat. I don't really
Yeah.
know what else he does, but he does
Yeah.
always have a cowboy hat. I know he has like a chicken farm for some reason.
It's weird.
Even
Yeah,
though he doesn't need
he doesn't
one.
seem like someone who would like.
Let's
I don't
get bored of being the best D lineman in the league.
Yeah.
Defensive end.
know. Anything?
I'm between two.
A nice
Right.
cowboy beverage.
Tell us what you think, and maybe we'll help
Okay.
settle it.
I'm between either Hawaiian Punch
Okay.
or just Sprite.
Okay, why those two? Sometimes you mix those together. So
Good point. I love
Had a
The-
nice punch.
The punch makes it seem like you don't want to get near him. He's active all the time.
Okay.
Like, he's really good at what he does, and he is like high impact.
Okay.
Kinda.
I'm with you there.
The spray is more of like it's kind of fizzy, so it, like it's all over the place.
Okay, I see that.
Okay.
But
Out of those two descriptions, I'm leaning to the Hawaiian punch thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the spray, I get it with the all over the place thing, but I think I was just trying to stress how athletic he was. He doesn't actually ever like play safety. I think he could still, but
He could definitely play like float linebacker. He could play like he could play a Harrison Smith spot. I think.
yeah.
He's probably fast enough.
So I think we agree on Hawaiian.
Hawaiian punch.
The red one, or
Yeah, just regular.
Man,
Right.
that green one's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I
Though.
don't know.
Not
Okay,
a
He
fan.
didn't earn that.
not yet. He's only number 9, so maybe when you're a little bit higher. Number 8, going back to the QB. Kind of like Russell Wilson, we have a short quarterback, but he's not known for his athleticism at all. He's really old now. Doesn't quite move around a lot, but he's just slings the ball all over the place. He's always has some of the highest passing numbers. Until the last year, he actually had some help around him, but he didn't get any worse. He just had better players around him. He's known for making like smart plays and stuff. He can decipher the defense. He can see what's going on and then make the right throw more than just using his athleticism to like get a touchdown or anything. He can read the defense pretty well. Know who I'm talking about?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Any more to that?
So he's like the other fast quarterback, Russell Wilson, except he doesn't run around. Like he's built like him, he just doesn't run around.
Yeah.
And he can't really see over the line very well.
He's pretty short for
So
a
like
quarterback.
when you have like the tall quarterbacks who can just stand straight up and
Yeah,
see,
like,
he's
throw it
always like arching way up because he can't really like he's trying to look over the lineman.
We said he's not fast, but he does kind of like shuffle around
He is
the throw,
pretty
like
twitchy in the
between like line.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw over the trees. He throws through the trees.
I bet he's a real good flag football quarterback.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
not the running around, but just kind of like the little angles.
He can
and
see,
weird stuff.
yeah, everything. He doesn't have any linemen in front of him then,
Yeah.
so he could be even better. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer and everything like that. He's definitely the first quarterback to kind of break that mold and be short. So he's older than Russell Wilson and everything. What are we thinking? Beverages.
This one's good.
This one's good. Okay.
Yeah. Green tea.
Green tea. Why green
Nice.
tea? I like it.
It's not like you said he wasn't as athletic,
Yeah.
so I was leaning like off of the like sportsy like drinks.
Yeah.
But like he still is like good and like you said he was smart, which made me think of tea for some reason.
Yeah, I mean those go together.
Smart people
Yeah.
drink tea, I guess.
But he was like shorter and stuff, so I didn't want just regular tea. I wanted something that just
Like a little bit different. He put
Yeah.
a twist on something that was good already.
yeah.
I like
I
a
like
little
it.
honey in your green tea.
Oh, yeah. That's when he switched teams, I think. We didn't
He
even
was
mention
just
that.
plain green tea when he was for the Chargers, and then he had a little
Yeah.
honey when he got to
Got even better.
Hugh Honey and Big Vinegar. More pop
Partners in,
culture.
partners in business and partners in life. Oh, I should have said something about Drew Brees, like getting that like $10 million diamond stole from him. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, because he's really bad at investing his money
Yeah.
for some reason.
I don't know if that would change your answer at all, but
So I guess he's not very smart off the field.
yeah. Maybe take the honey back out.
It's like a dab.
All right, so we're going to a defensive lineman here, and we actually talked about him before we started recording. He's like overwhelmingly athletic for a defensive lineman. He's still like 300 pounds and stuff, but he has like an 8-pack, which is like seemingly impossible to me. A little bit short for a defensive lineman, but he kind of outworks some of the bigger linemen and is kind of sneaky fast and everything like that. A lot of people didn't want to draft him coming out because he was a little bit shorter and stuff, but he's just overwhelmingly been like the best defensive tackle since he's been in the league.
I feel like he's super under. Okay, can I guess real quick?
Yeah.
It's Aaron Donald, but I feel like he's super under talked about for how good he is.
Yeah.
I think it's like overwhelmingly agreed by everyone that he's the best, but I feel like he's never talked about.
He's not in like on TV or anything like that really, but most people who know football would rank him top 3 at the very least for defensive players.
It's weird because you would think like, okay, Vince Wilfork was like an okay defensive
Yeah.
lineman, But like he was talked about all the time because he was really fat and goofy.
Yeah.
But like Aaron Donald's like 10 times better than him.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is, yeah, he kind of keeps to himself, I guess.
He's sort of until he wanted some money recently.
Yeah.
No, he's not so much giving it to himself.
But yes, people that know football know him to be like the best, but he a little underrated.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to go with cherry coke.
Cherry Coke. Okay, I like that.
Like
Yeah.
some cherry.
Talk
Coke.
about Cherry Coke.
Okay, so it's like really good. Like, I feel like no one would like go out of their way to just get cherry coke, but it's like really good. And like,
It is really.
It is really good. We can't stress that enough.
yeah.
That's one of those that if you know like what you're doing, when you go through McDonald's or something, you're getting the Cherry Coke
Yeah,
instead of the
yeah.
Coke. Everyone just like, get me a Coke.
Yeah.
You want the Cherry Coke.
Yes.
I like that.
Especially if you're getting that syrup cherry coke, not
Oh,
that
yeah.
canned cherry coke. Oh. Well,
That-
who would get that crappy cherry coke like the grenadine? Is that like a knockoff Aaron Donald?
Who's another like the
go on short or something weird like
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so I think this is the first running back we've talked about so far. Actually plays for the same team, so that gives it away. But
Girls.
yeah, so you go ahead and tell us who it is, and you can help me out with the description here.
Oh, Todd Gurley. He's a little. He was super underrated his first year because Jeff Fisher just ruined him.
Yeah, so he had a bad coach his first year coming into the NFL, and actually his first 2 years, I think. First couple years.
At least first year.
Yeah, and they kind of held him back. He was supposed to be like a stud right away. He was coming in with an injury out of college, so he didn't get to play a lot right away. When he did, he dominated a little bit, and then it was kind of underwhelming until he got a new coach this year, and they just absolutely exploded and dominated offensively and everything.
He's good off a handoff, and he's good with some catches out of the backfield too. He's like very versatile. He's got some sweet flow.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
has some
good-
nice dreads.
Some
and
good
everything.
dreads. Seems well liked by other players, I think.
Yeah, definitely seems like a good teammate and everything like that.
Good leader.
Yeah, so he was kind of kept down, and then once he was used properly, he's definitely shining
I
now.
don't know if this would affect it, but he's Todd Gurley the third.
Yeah, maybe that affects it. I don't know. Thoughts on that one, Adam?
Okay, so orange juice, but with the pulp in it.
But with the pulpit. Okay.
Okay.
So
Some
the
people
pulp
might
holds
not
it-
like this one. I don't know.
Pulp holds it back.
Holds it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So he was with pulp until maybe this most recent year.
And then they took the pulp out.
Okay. Strained a little bit or something. Orange juice is really good.
Man,
Too.
having that orange juice for like 4 years probably not very good anymore.
At least we took the pulp out, I
That's
guess.
a good point.
I think
Some
that's a good
people
one.
like that pulp, like Jeff Fisher.
You can use orange juice is to the versatility thing. You can use it a lot. You go into the alcoholic drinks. It's
Put a little vodka in it.
get a screwdriver. That's pretty
Put a little
nice.
champagne in it.
There we go. Orange juice, like you think breakfast too, but I'd sit down and have a glass of orange juice in the middle of the day or something
I don't
like that.
think I do that.
You don't think so? I don't know. Am I weird for that one?
No.
I don't know.
I feel like if
People are
I'm
just-
having
It's
OJ,
still good.
first cup of the day.
People are just different on their orange juices.
That's fair. I guess it depends on the orange.
Some people like Sunny D. It's better
Ooh.
orange juice,
That's fair.
but it's pretty sweet.
Well, we got another running back coming up, so let's get to him.
Sunny D.
So, this player's been in the news a lot for wanting more money, and his team just won't really give him a long, good guaranteed contract or anything like that. I would argue that he's been the best running back in the league for several years now, even though Todd Gurley is really good, obviously. As versatile as Todd Gurley is, Le'Veon Bell is probably even more versatile. I gave it away. I think you know who it was. He makes a lot of catches. He could probably play receiver if he wanted to, at least like a slot
That's why he
receiver.
wants more money too, is
Yeah.
because he thinks he's the top receiver.
He
as
think he
well
should
as the
get
top
played
running
at,
back.
he should get paid as two positions basically,
Yeah.
and I see the argument there. Gets a crazy amount of the like touches for his team, so he gets a ton of carries, a ton of catches. It's pretty much like a two-man show in Pittsburgh.
I want to say he's patient He's very patient. I'm finding where he wants to run. I was gonna say like
Yeah, he definitely
he's
runs
good
different.
hesitant, but that sounded stupid.
Yeah. So where a lot of running backs, when you would think they take the ball and they run as fast as they can through the line, he actually kind of waits for
He
like
sits back there, he hops around,
yeah,
and then he
hold to
finds a
open
hole
up, and then he shoots through.
which is good a testament to his offensive line as well.
That's true. They do have a decent line, but I think he'd be good on another team too,
No,
which he
I mean,
might be
he's-
here in a couple years.
He's pretty dominant.
Yeah.
It depends whether if Big Ben hangs around, he might hang around.
What college did Lev Bell go to?
Michigan State.
Michigan
And
State.
he played for Groveport Madison.
Oh yeah, yeah. He raced him in track one time.
And he beat him.
Schwam did, and he absolutely dominated him. So, let me clear that up. Le'Veon Bell absolutely dominated the Schwammy.
He did. Very much
Well, it's
so.
just fair. He would have.
Just to put it in perspective, it was about 35 degrees outside. He ran like a 10-2 or something dumb like that.
He would have lapped me on a 100, which is a quarter of a lap, if that means anything.
And it was even, not to keep dragging this out, it was even more dumb because he only ran track for like 4 total meets and then just like stuck to football after that.
Yep.
And he was like dominant at track, he just stopped.
So really fast too, obviously. Got anything for Le'Veon Bell?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper?
Ooh, 23 flavors.
Okay.
So like, Dr. Pepper's good and all, but like, it's part of Coke. So like, when you think of Coke products, you don't really think Dr. Pepper. You're like, I'll just Coke and stuff. And it's over here trying to act like a doctor.
So you're not buying Le'Veon Bell, really?
Nah.
Not into it? I think the 23 flavor speaks to the even more versatile
Yeah,
part
I
of it.
thought that was good.
I like
good
Dr.
comparison.
Pepper. I don't know. It's one of those things that you have to like want though. It's more of like you love it or you hate it than like everyone's just like, give me a Coke, I guess.
Strong flavor.
It is strong, yeah.
Might have the most sugar of like all pops, I think.
Maybe the like love it or hate it thing speaks to the contract. They won't really like sign off to keep him there for a long time. I don't know. He was number 5, so we're breaking into the end here.
Cracking the top 4.
Yep, we have 4 left. We're going to a wide receiver now. We actually have only offensive players left. Another athletically gifted kind of freak player, super fast, super tall, makes crazy catches. Didn't have a lot of help the past couple years. They recently drafted someone to play opposite of him, so maybe he'll have a little bit less people defending him. Maybe he can make more catches. Always kind of has like big games and like kind of disappearing act games. He's not super consistent. He'll blow up and have like a 300-yard, 3-touchdown game and then just be average for a couple weeks. Tons and tons of yards, a little bit lacking on the touchdowns for how big he is. Know who it is?
It's Julio.
Julio
It's
Jones.
kind of weird that he's ranked that high after like an off year for him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're
he's
just
obviously
like,
good,
they're
but
like, oh, well, he's the biggest athletic monster on the offense.
had a little bit of a down year for being ranked number 4. And
dropped several touchdowns in the end zone.
Yeah,
which
for-
is why he got traded from my fantasy football team.
for as good as he is, yeah, he kind of makes some mistakes too. He could be like the overwhelmingly best, but he kind of makes some mental errors and it keeps him at like second best.
I got a perfect one for
A
this.
perfect one. Okay,
Whoa.
this one's
We
calling
like
out.
that.
Yeah. Coffee.
Coffee. Okay,
Okay.
tell me about coffee.
So-
Out of context. All right, we're here on the Football Trivia Podcast. Tell me about coffee.
Okay. So you get it in the morning when you want to stay like active, wake up some more, but later in the day, you like kind of fall out of it, start getting sleepy.
The grogginess hits back again,
Yeah, and
So you're
that's
saying you
his
need more
inconsistency.
but then you need more coffee.
Yes, but then you're in the state
And then you're
of
like, I can't drink coffee at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be up till 3.
So is the grogginess like the getting sleepy again? Is that like the mental error part of it?
yeah. This is our like you said that he's really good part of the time, but then he like makes some weird mistakes
Yeah.
every so often. So
That's when you get like the bad coffee that's not mixed together well or anything, or something like that. You know what I mean?
This is when you got to delve into like who's black coffee
Okay.
and who's like that sweet good stuff.
So is he like black coffee with no like cream and sugar? Or is he got that in it? We'll at least go there. I know you're not much of a coffee drinker,
Yeah.
Is he
so
good for you or good for your taste buds?
that's a good way to put it.
He's good for your taste buds.
Okay.
That's fair.
Hey, everybody likes a nice sweet cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes black coffee, so I mean, you gotta.
Everyone likes a nice cup of Julio.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have breakout quarterback this year for number 3, looking like a guaranteed MVP to me at least, until he went down with an injury and was replaced by a quarterback that some of us thought was going to retire a couple years ago, and then he kind of led them all the way. So, pretty obvious one. Who are we talking about here?
Like the single season. Wait, before we get to that player,
Okay.
the single game record holder for touchdown passes in a game, Nick Foles, legend.
Is who replaced him.
Napoleon Dynamite, but it's Carson.
He had to do
Wentz.
it against Oakland. Yeah, so Carson Wentz.
Good times.
I know, that sucked. So Carson Wentz he had like a good rookie year last year, but this past year he just exploded, and everything he did was incredible. He was like on pace to set a record for like touchdowns, like especially when you think about touchdowns compared to how few passes he threw. The problem was around like 3/4 of the way through the season, he got hurt for the rest of the year. He got replaced, and his team still won the Super Bowl and stuff, but they were obviously a little notch down after that. So they won the Super Bowl, and they could have even been better if he was there the whole time. He's an athletic ginger, if that means anything too.
He looks like Prince
Harry.
something. Harry, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Pretty much identical.
yeah, it's weird. I was showing Anna, I think that the other day, that if you put them side by side, both in an Eagles uniform, I don't know if I could pick them out.
The only thing would be muscle. That would literally
Yeah.
be it. Played at a really small school, but everybody loved him from literally like the point they saw him on. It
Yeah.
didn't matter that he was at a small school.
Yeah, dominated like a D2 type school
Yeah.
instead of playing in like at a big Ohio State, Cal or anything like that.
Nice choice. That was a random school.
I meant
Southern
USC.
Cal.
Yeah, sorry.
The old Golden Bears out there.
Yeah. Ohio State and California, the two. Yeah, I meant USC. Sorry, brain
It's
fart.
all good. I just wanted to call you out.
That's all right.
Could
So,
let it go.
got anything for this one?
And I'm still kind of like thinking about it, but like
I can talk more about. You want to talk about
no,
Nick?
You need to know anything.
You wanna talk about-
couple extra.
You want to talk about Nick Foles too?
Oh yeah, Nick Foles.
I'll let you go because I think you'll give a good description.
Love me
So
some
this
Nick
is the guy that
Foles.
replaced him too,
Okay.
just in case you want to think about it.
Was replaced the super team, I think, or was he pre-super team? For
He
the
kind of
original Eagles.
Yeah, he kind of came in, I think, after Mike Vick.
Okay, Mike Vick, Vince Young, super team, Eagles. Mike Vick's really good. And then Vince Young gone, then they have Nick Foles that I think they drafted
Yeah.
at that point.
I think
And
Vick got hurt.
Vick got hurt, or he kind of started stinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Nick Foles came in, was a boss, threw 7 touchdowns against Oakland. It was awesome. And
I
then
cried.
he was like, "All right, I gotta leave." I don't remember why, but he left and he played for the Rams under Jeff Fisher. Awful. He didn't look good at all. Played for the Chiefs.
Mhm.
Awful. Didn't look good at all. Who else did he play for in there? Anybody?
I think that's when he contemplated retiring.
Yeah. And then the Eagles signed him before Wentz.
They're like, come back.
Who
That
played in between there? I feel
Sam
I'm-
Bradford.
Bradford. Yeah. He was behind Bradford, and then Bradford got hurt. He played a little bit, and then
So he like dominated, went to a different team, sucked, went to a different team, sucked, came back to the first team, pretty much dominated again. He
filled his role. I mean,
Did well.
adequately.
did very well.
He won a Super Bowl, so I guess you got to say he's.
And he looks very much like Napoleon Dynamite.
I always like Nick.
And
Foles.
his
I think he's
nickname is Big Dick Nick, so.
Hell yeah.
Alright, you got any for either of those two?
Big Richard.
Big Richard.
Going with Big Red.
For the first guy?
Yeah.
For Carson
Nice.
Wentz. Ginger, I mean.
Yeah.
I like that.
I got those details.
Anything you want to add on to that?
I wanted something that was like it's pretty good, but like you haven't heard of in a while.
Okay. It went down, so.
Because
Yeah.
he took a year off, or half a year off, because he got hurt.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the last time I heard about Big Red.
Yeah, I forgot Big Red existed, so you just brought it up, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not like bad.
What about the gum?
No, see Big Red?
So,
I was like, wait, oh yeah.
You guys ever had Tahitian treat? It's like knockoff Big Red. That's
I don't-
Yeah,
Yeah.
does it come in
No,
the
no,
big?
that's not gum. That's a drink.
Oh, it comes in the 2 liter. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like literally only ever seen it at Kroger's.
I only see it mixed with things, I feel like.
It's really good. I mean, you can't drink it all the time, but like
Yeah.
you can have it every
It's
time.
real
and
sugary and stuff.
Delicious.
All right, Big Red. Did you have one for the other guy or no? That's all right.
That's all right.
Jerry, you got anything for your fool?
Fools, well traveled.
Kind of. I'm trying to think of something that's like dominated, went somewhere else, came back, dominated again. Something to fill that kind of line.
Hot water.
Hot water. Oh, all right, nice hot water.
I'm not gonna
How
elaborate.
hot?
Let's move on.
Hot water, obviously. Okay, let's
Okay.
continue.
Next one.
All right, we're on the number 2 on the list. Another wide receiver. So the only wide receiver ranked higher than Julio.
Tony Brown.
Exactly, it's Antonio
Really
Brown.
good at this.
Yeah. Well, we only got 2 players left, and if he wasn't up there, I don't know. So he's just overwhelmingly been dominant and the best wide receiver for the past 5 years or so, at least. It's pretty rare in the NFL that the same receiver is number 1 back-to-back years, and he's seemingly just been the best for a couple years in a row now. He's starting to get talked about in the like all-time best conversation, even though he's still got a couple years ahead of him at least. He's not like quite the athletic freak when you think of Julio Jones. He's not 6'5", sprinting down the field or anything, but he just always gets open, really sure-handed, everything like that.
Twitchy quick, good in small spaces.
Yeah, he's more quick than fast, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like agile and things like that.
This one time he punted a Browns.
I was about to say.
He was returning a, okay, so the Browns punted it. He was
Yeah.
returning a kick, and the punter was trying to tackle him. Usually the least athletic guy in the field. Literally gets like Superman kicked right to the face with a spike.
He
on.
quote unquote tried to hurdle him, but he more just leading like
He was
kicked
like,
him in the
see a
face.
Spencer landing.
Dead. Finishing him and then like brain stomped.
And him, unlike other big receivers, he has help. Like he usually has help on the other receivers, so they're not just throwing him all the time. So like it helps him.
So I talked about Le'Veon Bell a couple people ago being part of a big 2. He's the other one. So it's basically those 2 dominate the team. Thoughts?
Just spring water.
Just spring water?
Yeah.
Okay. Elaborate.
Just
I need to know about this one.
like all around good. Like you're not gonna just drink regular water, but it's like a classic.
Who do we call tap water? Do you remember?
Water.
I don't remember.
Do you remember who we called tap water? Was that DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
So DeAndre Hopkins is, for fantasy talk, is the number 2 rated wide receiver. Number 1 rated wide receiver is Antonio Brown. He's spring water, so we got a nice upgrade there. That makes sense.
You need water. If you have water, you're good. If you don't have water, you're not so good.
Yeah.
So I guess stay hydrated, friends.
Yeah.
It's just the better water.
It's hot out there.
Okay, and then we have 1 left now.
Alright.
Any idea who it is?
All right, with one left.
I'll let you tell me before
There's
I
only one possible player that can fit right here. He's the GOAT. Everybody knows him as the GOAT. Greatest of all time. It's Mr. Tom Brady. Mr. Tim Brady. Mother trucker.
So to elaborate a little bit more, just about some other characteristics, it was a big deal that he was a very late round draft pick and became almost unarguably the best quarterback of all time now. It's almost just not even a question.
Too many years of consistency.
Yeah, just always the best. The Patriots have just been a dynasty just because of him and their coach. He has like 6 Super Bowls now or something stupid like that.
Too many.
There's countless teams that the whole team combined don't have that. There's probably divisions combined that don't have that. So just overwhelmingly the best. Really not athletic at all. He has good vision and stuff.
He's good at what he does.
He's very good at what he does.
He's the GOAT
He
at what he
makes
does.
the smart decision most of the time over the risky decision, I'd say. But I wouldn't say that makes him like a conservative player or anything like that.
He just knows what he's doing.
Yep. He knows what he's doing.
Can't catch.
Yeah, he cannot catch, but he's usually not asked to. But he had a big drop in the Super Bowl. They ran like a trick play and tried to throw it to him, and he dropped it.
Had a scandalous story. I don't
Yeah.
really know, a couple years ago, caught deflating balls
Yeah.
before the game.
Yeah, so
Make him a little
I don't know if you
easier to
ever
grab
heard about
and chuck
that.
around the field.
He got suspended a couple games for deflating the footballs because he likes them like a little underinflated.
They're easier to throw if they're
Yeah.
slightly underinflated.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to do that. As big of a storyline as it.
He was texting dudes. He's like, bro, I need a flat ball. I need to chuck it around the field, bro.
So a little scandalous, I think.
Probably more scandal than we know.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the 30-30, like 10 years from now, about all the bad things the Patriots have done. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
they've been penalized for like several things now, like losing draft picks and stuff for spying on the Jets or something a couple years ago. That wasn't necessarily him, but his team.
They're back to last pod, like I said, probably not make playoffs.
I don't know. Any overwhelmingly the best?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew's the best.
All right.
Wait, Mountain Dew or Code Red?
Just Mountain Dew.
Okay.
All right.
Just any version.
Okay.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
that. Do you want to explain more before I give a little bit onto that?
Pretty much anyone that likes pop can deal with Mountain Dew, I feel. Most people say that Mountain Dew is their favorite. And it's one of the, like, big pop titles.
I feel like that's pretty fair.
I feel like if you're those few people who don't like any version of coffee, you gotta go Mountain Dew for that little spike,
true.
that little energy.
And he said that he's not exactly, like, athletic. And Mountain Dew is not exactly healthy for you.
No.
So,
However, no, I won't contradict it.
Okay. I was going to say, if you think about it, he started his career as just kind of like game manager. And then when they had like Randy Moss and stuff, he was like the deep ball thrower, like gunslinger. And now he's like the dink and duck quarterback. He's done like everything. So I like that you just said any Mountain Dew. Because I think that kind of goes with
He's
any
he
of
all
it.
goes with different flavors.
Would Code Red be the Randy Moss Mountain Dew?
That's a question for Brad.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll have to bring it.
Probably Chad Johnson or something. Something random.
Who would be like Wes Walker, like Edelman version, like the more, I guess the more recent with like Edelman and Amendola? Who would be that Tom Brady? Which Mountain Dew?
Which Mountain Dew?
Yeah, which Mountain Dew would be Dunk and
Livewire.
Dunk? Livewire.
Voltage feels more like a running back kind of guy.
So maybe that was early Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
Somewhere.
about Taco Bell exclusive?
Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is that when he gets wild and dances at the dance party?
Actually, which one would be the year he got hurt and got replaced by Matt Castle?
Diet Mountain Dew.
Which is, that makes sense because they were actually still fairly good with Matt Castle. And if you're gonna drink a diet pop, Diet Mountain Dew is not the worst.
Still got the energy.
Yeah.
Not as good, but you know.
Awesome. Well, we just took 53 minutes talking about pop, talking about different beverages, talking about how DeAndre Hopkins is essentially tap water.
Everybody needs more tap water.
Oh my gosh. So, very serious episode of the Schwam right here. Let us know if you do listen, if you want to hear anything in this realm of goofiness again. I liked having Adam on. Did you like being on it? I know
It
you
was
didn't
nice.
talk football at all. So
Yeah. I don't know much about football, but
I think that's nice to
Cool
give a
being here.
different kind of perspective, especially with the silly things.
I have a random question, and I don't want you to like list or anything.
okay.
How many teams do you think there are in the NFL?
Isn't there like 32?
Okay, how many do you know?
Like
Don't list.
Like
Just guess. How many do you think you know?
probably like I could say at least like 26.
That's pretty good.
I bet I could at
He
least.
probably
name
watches me play Madden a lot too, to
Yeah.
be fair. So,
And the Raiders play like half the league.
yeah, that's
So,
true. Although the one thing we have to be sure about is that the Sacramento Condors are not an actual NFL team as much as I use them on Madden.
And,
Got this
is that
franchise
the one
going.
where, the Pope was your running back.
No, this is the one I have going on now.
He's a long shot to make the top 16.
And for number 7 on the list, we have the Pope. What beverage is the Pope? I want to actually answer this
Holy
one.
water.
That's all right, good enough. All right, anything else before we dip out here?
I don't know.
I liked it.
That was fun.
I-
I hope people listen to this.
This was a good one. The last one, we were just coming back. This
It
was
was
good.
pretty short. It felt longer
Yeah.
when I listened to it. I was like, man, this isn't as long as I
Yeah,
thought.
so we got another long one today. We'll have to bring you back on, have you compare some other things, maybe. Well, you're just
More
beverage-
drinks.
Yeah, just always beverages. Yeah, we'll change it up a little bit.
Like donuts.
We've talked a couple times now about the Pokemon draft. We'll have to be on for that.
Adam is definite a need for the Pokemon.
Yes.
But I can basically be replaced in that because I don't know a lot. I know about the original like 50. I don't even know.
We can do something similar to here, where you can tell us about what we need at that position, and then he
I'll
helps.
be
fill.
like Snorlax, obviously.
Yeah.
You're just Snorlax on the offensive line.
All right.
Inside joke.
Hey,
Left guard.
mean. All right. Anything before we go Schwammy
I
out?
don't know if I hear that. Retweet us, give us some love. We need some exposure.
Yeah, hit us with
Lack
a
of
like.
views.
I don't know if we've ever even had a like, so one would be nice.
Me and Nate are doing our best to like randomly comment on stuff or messaging people we don't know.
Trying to get exposure, so if you do listen,
Nate
let
was
us know.
exposing himself to. Never mind.
Okay, so we'll catch you next time.
Oh, get to the good part.
Get to the good. Schwammy out.
Show me out.
If you like pina coladas, get caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga, if you have
Frank.